So before this video starts, behind me here is the G2 Master, but hold up, this is my replacement G2 Master. I'm going to explain later on in the video what happened to the very first G2 Master that I received from Kukirin, and a lot of you have been wondering what's been going on. I've been waiting on nearly 2 months for my replacement G2 Master, but why is that? But first off, let's do a test ride on this and test a few other things like the suspension, brakes, and then we'll talk about things a little bit more in the video. Well, taking the G2 Master out of the box, it's pretty straightforward, to be honest. There was no damage to the scooter whatsoever, and it was packed very well. The only thing you need to do on assemble, which will take you a few minutes, is to loosen the 4 screws which hold the handlebars in. You can use the provided tools if you want. Just take your time and make sure everything is centered. Adjust the brakes to your own liking and the screen to your own liking, to your own riding style. It is a 2000 watt 52 volt electric scooter that has a lot of hype about it right now, so I'm very excited to take this out on its first ride. So on the first G2 Master, I got into a wobble at about 50 kilometers an hour, and you can see now going 60 kilometers an hour, there is zero wobble, and that means, yes, they have fixed the issue. I also think they have actually tweaked the suspension a small bit, but that's difficult to say. But I'm very happy to report that, because that was a major safety concern for me and I wasn't happy with the scooter. I really wasn't, but on this, yes, they have fixed it. We'll do another speed test here. Wind against me. This road is not so smooth, but we'll see what we can get up to. 62. 63, zero wobble. 65, zero wobble. Oh, I'm so happy. Now I can finally review the G2 Master. As far as brakes go, it does have standard mechanical disc brakes, but the brakes are actually not too bad. We'll do a hill test. There's not a lot of hills around my area, so it's kind of difficult to actually do this test, but I'll try my best. So there's a hill here you probably won't be able to see on camera, but we'll just climb it and see what it's like. It's only probably like 10 or 15 degrees, but look, we'll try our best. Okay, let me just turn the scooter around. 0 start, gear 3. Whoa, wheel spin. Yeah, look, I mean, there you go, piece of cake climbing a hill like that. There's another one here. Let's just go on the grass. Of course, traction from my favourite hybrid tyres is fantastic, and the torque on this is actually really good. It's very similar to the G3 Pro, but I don't want to talk about comparing them now because that's a later video. Another hill test. Oh, yeah, no problem at all climbing hills. Dual motor is always the best for climbing hills. It really is, and of course off-roading, because you have more traction there. Brake test going down the hill. Brakes are actually quite decent on this. No really complaints. Of course, I wish I had full hydraulic brakes like the G3 Pro, but it is what it is. Let's talk briefly about the suspension. Suspension is okay. I mean, it's not too firm, it's not too soft. It's kind of like in the middle. But I think, once again, the torque, we're on a flat surface here, gear 3, dual motor, it's just constantly wheel spinning. So yeah, it's kind of good if you have a friend with like a similar scooter that's racing. So let's just go up this hill here. Will it go up? Oh yeah, there we go. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh yeah, perfect. Actually quite fun actually. I'm not gonna lie, like the Force G2 Master, I was so looking forward to it because there was so much hype about it. But thank God they fixed everything. Oh, oh. Yeah, you can see the skid mark there. It's probably about 3-4 meters, going about 30 kilometers an hour. Hey, if you keep doing what I'm doing, you're probably gonna need to change your tires soon. Even if you're on grass, it's actually, oh yeah, not too bad. And one of the good things I love about this is actually the stem is my favourite, one of my favourites. We'll do another hill climb, even on grass. So let's see where we go. Oh yeah, here we go. Come on, come on. Yeah, perfect. I think hill climbing the buildy, there wouldn't really be an issue with something like this. Handling is quite good because they seem to have fixed the steering on it. It's much more solid turning corners. So actually here's a hilly area here. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Let's try again. Oh, yo, there we go. Another, here we go. Yeah, the stem kind of gives you the confidence. You can't, yeah, look at that. Okay, here's a really steep one. Oh, oh yeah. It's actually not too bad. I don't know why I don't test the scooters here. Woohoo! Oh yeah, that's actually really fun. Yeah, fantastic. No complaints at all. Hill climbability, good. Torque, crazy. You can change the torque in the P settings if you wanted. Braking is decent. Suspension is okay. Tires are really good. Yeah, I'm really happy. There we go. Perfect. Like you could go rough with it, you know, you could go ridiculously crazy. Yeah, definitely you could have a good off-road time with this. And because it's not too heavy and too bulky, you could fit it into the back of your car. Here's a crazy hill here. Oh yeah, did you see that? That's easily 30 degrees. Now of course, we'll do it again. I am on dual motor here, gear 3. Let me just drop it to gear 2. Okay, let's see. Can I get up? Oh, yeah. Wow. Not many scooters I've reviewed. Well, dual motor scooters, yeah, but something like this does a fantastic job. Single motor would not knock it up that hill. Ain't no way. Here's a steeper part. Yeah. Very happy. Really, really happy. So let's break this down and get into the full in-depth review. Well, needless to say, I am very, very happy. So let me get into what happened. The first batch of the G2 Masters was sent to people to review, and I was one of them, along with people who got early access to this model. Now, the first time I rode the G2 Master, I was actually in the recording phase of that video, and when I got to 50 kilometers an hour, there was severe wobble actually coming from the front of the scooter. I did not see this in any other YouTubers' reviews. Maybe I got unlucky, I'm not sure. So what happened was I actually contacted Kukirin and I told them about the problem that I encountered on my G2 Master, and they said send it back. So after hours and hours of video recording, I ended up sending the scooter back. So I completely wasted my time and I was a little bit upset. But now thankfully they have addressed the issues on this G2 Master. I'm going to show you what I think a few modifications that they have done. I did tell them that on a lot of electric scooters in the stem area, you can actually adjust how tight the bearings are and how tight the steering is. I did give them this suggestion, and it looks like they have actually done that on the G2 Master. Maybe they were going to do it on the second version in any way, I'm not sure, but I just gave them my own feedback, so I tried to work with them with the solution. And another good thing about this is that it does have a center locking point, similar to the G4 that I reviewed a long time ago and the G3 Pro. So when you go on those higher speeds, it's actually quite stable, as you can see from my ride video. So no complaints at all, extremely happy with it. And yeah, it's kind of a sigh of relief, to be honest. So as you can see from underneath, this is the adjustment point. So you can basically tighten everything here. That's where all your bearings are. And it has, of course, like what I mentioned, the center locking point. So they must have installed some sort of lock washer here. So it kind of dead on centers, and it doesn't turn the steering completely around, which is actually quite good. Along with that, I think they've modified the suspension on this. It looks a bit different compared to the very first version that I received, but I haven't had any clarification on Kukirin about that. But the main point of my concern was the wobble, and they have definitely fixed that on this model. Along with that, of course, it does have my favorite stem of all. This is actually quite rock solid, to be honest. I was rough with the scooter today, putting a lot of weight on this stem. No creaking, no wobbling. It's dead tight. You also have a safety pin there. It's absolutely fantastic. Another cool features actually about the G2 Master that's not on any other models is it does have indicators that are actually a clicky feeling, and it has actually really cool lights at night time that actually brightens up the whole scooter. So it's actually a really nice design. I like the fact that you actually have feedback on everything, so you know what you've pressed, what you haven't pressed. And this goes the same for the dual motor. So you can see it's on dual there. If you want to put it onto single, you literally just tap that once and then it goes onto single. And then you can change your gears, like gear 1, 2 and 3 and so on. Of course, thumb throttle, favorite of all. Stem's height adjustable. You have 3 points of locking as well, so you can adjust that to kind of like whatever height you want. I am 5'8", so I'm not the tallest person in the world, and for me the handlebars are just about okay. If they were any lower, I wouldn't be comfortable going kind of higher speeds on it for that reason. Deck space alone is actually quite decent, and it looks kind of cool if you just take a look at it there. There is more than enough room for your feet. But of course, going higher speeds, it's a good idea to put your foot on the back footrest for stability. And of course, a cool thing about this G2 Master as well, it reminds me of the G3 Pro, that there's actually no noise or rattling coming from the scooter, which is what I love. Oh yes, and take a look at this. Charging port is in a really good position. When rain comes down, of course, it's going to have a difficult time getting in there. It is IP54 rated like most scooters, but I like that position instead of it being on the side where they can kind of get damaged quite easily. So this is a fantastic design, really good. I'm very happy to see that. I'd like to see that on more electric scooters. So let's talk about the brakes. You have standard mechanical disc brakes front and rear. You also have the disc rotors are actually quite decent on this as well, giving you plenty of ventilation. Of course, I wish it did have hydraulic brakes, which you could install yourself, but they do an okay job, and they're quite easy to replace. Material on the deck is rubber, so it's quite easy to clean. Only thing I don't like as well is these screws are a bit exposed, so when it rains, is rain going to get through there into the battery compartment? I don't know. A quick fix for that would be to actually put Gorilla Tape right across there on all the screws so rain can't get in. Gorilla Tape is probably your best friend when it comes to sealing up something really fast. Hybrid tyres, 10-inch front and rear, and get this, this is a split rim design scooter. So of course, if you get a puncture, you just pop off the split rim, put your new tube or tyre in, and away you go. Very easy and stress free. So what's my overall verdict on the G2 Master? Okay, let's recap a little bit for a second. I'm not sure about other suppliers what version they have, because I don't review for them. The current link in the description is where this came from, before you ask. So this is indeed the second version, in my opinion. This is the second version, updated version, that has the stability there. And when it comes to a few things like portability, you simply take out your pin, you loosen the front part, this goes down, you have a kind of a protection part there that's rubber that protects it from getting damaged. The only thing I don't like is actually the screen is kind of in the way, so you need to be careful not to damage that. But to be honest, it's just about portable. Again, lifting this up a few flights of stairs every single day, you'll probably hurt your back. Safety aspects, you've indicators there, you've really good front LED light, you have side lights, it's very visible at night time indeed. You also have decent mechanical brakes, so no complaints really from a safety aspect. Comfort level is actually quite decent. The suspension is okay, it's not too firm, it's not too soft, it's kind of like just in the middle. But to be honest, after going around on it today, I'm actually quite happy with the overall feel of the scooter and its comfort level. I think if you have really big feet, like a size 10 or size 11, you probably struggle to get comfortable on this after quite a long while of riding it if you're going on a long trip on that day. So you just need to keep that in mind. So let's talk about value for money. It's actually priced at around €1,000. If I have a discount code, I will leave it linked in the description. So I'll definitely try and help you out if you end up wanting to buy one of these. I think it's actually brilliant value for the money. Why do I say that? Well, first of all, it's a dual motor 1000 watt split rim scooter. It has suspension, it has very good torque, really good tires on it as well. Lights are absolutely fantastic on it. It's bang on the money. I definitely think it's worth every single penny. I think it's kind of like the G3 Pro. It's kind of like the bigger brother of this scooter. But I will do a video comparing both and giving my opinion. But for the money it's at right now, you can't actually go wrong with the G2 Master, and I'm happy to say that. And well, who is this for? I don't think it's for beginners because of the speed of the actual scooter and the weight of it. I think it'd be somebody for looking to step up for my smaller scooter, looking to do off-roading, have a bit of fun, do kind of long distance as well. But also it's a commuter type electric scooter. Because it's not too heavy, you can kind of maneuver it around the city quite easy, and the deck isn't that high off the ground compared to the G4. The G4 is more of a crazy scooter for going off road and doing crazy things like that because of the height of that scooter, which is really big in person. But the G2 Master has that kind of sweet spot. It's kind of suitable for every use possible that you can actually imagine. And that's it. I have put a lot of effort into this video and I've waited so long. So if you have enjoyed this video, definitely give it a like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the next video.